In this video, we are talking about the top 10 free-to-play characters for the month of November 2018 with a very special guest. Let's smash it!
Valley Flyer.
Hey, what's up all you Valley Maniacs? Valley Flame here. I am back. Welcome to the channel. And in this video, we are talking about the top 10 free-to-play characters for the month of November 2018. And I am joined by the person that actually got me started playing this game by watching one of his videos. What's up, Mobile Gamer?
What's up? How's it going, Valley? I'm pretty excited about this list.
I am too. And just for you guys, I have not revealed this to him. So you will get his live to tape reaction as I reveal this top 10 list to him. And if you agree with me, then cool. If you don't, then that's cool as well. But
sure.
Hopefully we get some dialogue going. I guess let's just get right into it, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. All right, so coming in at number 10. Boom, Jessica Jones.
Oh my God. Can I quote that? Don't even answer because I'm gonna quote that.
I put her on this list because I think as far as standalone characters of the Defenders, I think she is the best one with her Dispel, with her taunt removal. Her damage is all right. She's giving out energy. I think she just adds a lot of value, even in non-Defenders team. What are your thoughts on Jessica Jones?
I did use Jessica Jones independently before the massive synergy was introduced for Defenders. I think Defenders is an amazing team when they work together. You know, they're amazing. But you know, as far as this list goes, you know, you're trying to, you know, basically characters that you can farm that are good individually. Jessica Jones, Sarah could be on the list. I don't know if I put her 10. I might put her a little lower myself, but I do think she's outstanding. But if her importance, you know, went up double A or triple A just because of the Defenders rework. Defenders are amazing.
Yeah, and let me be clear with everybody watching. If you're looking for the best characters to farm, I would probably go Defenders.
Yeah.
Because this list is more based on their own merits, and I think the reason I like her too, because she was one of the first ones that I would always use to counter Thanos. Mm-hmm. Because her Dispel is so strong. She has a little higher place in my book. Just because
right, when Thanos has the taunt, you know, you really can't clear it, especially if he gets positive status effects by his taunt. They just will not dispel. And Jessica Jones and Hand Archer, I believe the only two characters right now that can deal with that, which is just amazing, actually.
Yeah, very, very strong characters. Let's move on. Number 9, boom, Doctor Strange.
It's strange.
Now, as far as availability, a little hard to farm, especially for newer players. But he eventually will become farmable. And I think he's a very solid character. He is one of those characters, though, that I put him at number 9. He could absolutely wreck another team with his Winds of Watum. Mm-hmm. Or he could do absolutely nothing. And that's why I rated him a little lower than the top characters. But he's still a very good character. And in a certain situation, he will actually absolutely wreck the team. What are your thoughts on Doctor Strange at number 9?
Okay, I'm afraid that I don't like Doctor Strange as much as a lot of other people. I find that he's very situational. Of course, if you're going up against Kingpin, he's probably the best thing ever. But here's the thing. I play a lot of Doctor Strange, and there's no doubt that he's very good. But he has 3 abilities. 2 of them don't even attack. Like 2 of them. And then I can't tell you the number of times where there's no positive status effects on the other board. I don't need to heal. It's like I don't always need to use the 2nd and 3rd ability. For a character to be really awesome to me, it's like when that ultimate comes up, I always want to use it. And I don't feel that way about Doctor Strange. I mean, the middle ability is only good if the other team has positive status effects, and the 3rd ability is really only good if somebody is dead. And so it's very, very situational, and his basic attack, for me, just doesn't do that much. So he's a great character. I mean, he can single-handedly counter a team like Kingpin or somebody that has Black Widow. I mean, it's like they auto-win. But other than that, it's just very situational. He's not good 100% of the time, always, unlike some of the other characters on this list.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I mean, that's why I said he could actually do nothing in a battle, based on the team he's fighting. But on those on those times that he's on that battle,
Yeah.
he does very. If you put him against the right team, he does very, very well, and that's why I wanted to put him on this list.
No, I do think he deserves number 9, and he's good, absolutely. But I find that I'm not as big of a fan as some of other people are.
Yeah, I would agree because you need to go up against the right team, but I do like him better than some of the other characters that were left off the list. Let's move on. Number 8. Boom. Rocket.
My nipples hurt. Oh, goodness me.
He just got added to the farmable list between the last video and now, going into the raid store. His damage is off the charts. I get wrecked by his AoE, and if he gets a chance to do it on the opponents, he wrecks them. Very solid character. Doesn't offer too much in the way of control, just big damage. What are your thoughts on Rocket?
Okay, so in contrast to Doctor Strange, every time Rocket's AoE comes up, you feel good, and you always use it. It's amazing. And you play him with Star-Lord or Thanos, and they feed ability energy to him. And if Groot's on the team, he does more damage. Although I don't really like Groot. My only gripe with him is his middle ability, which is amazing, high burst damage. The orange ability, mad ability, currently is not working correctly, and I was one of the people that did that, where it should assist always. But turn 1 high burst damage in AOE is a win-win-win, and his basic has splash. It has the cleave. I love this guy. I think he's one of my favorite characters. I love playing him with Thanos and Star-Lord.
Yeah, I love using him too. I mean, just pure damage. Totally right on his AoE. I mean, that could take out the whole team pretty much because it's so strong. And if you pair him with Star-Lord, you're getting extra damage from that. Rocket with Star-Lord and Gamora, very strong crew.
Oh, very much so. They get the extra speed and damage from Star-Lord, and Star-Lord's feeding them ability energy constantly. Love it.
Yeah, very, very strong character. Let's move on. Number 7, boom! Hawkeye.
You and I remember Budapest very differently.
A lot of people are sleeping on Hawkeye. He was one of my favorite characters. When I first started the game, his Dispel was the best in the game, in my opinion. Kind of fallen down the list a little bit, but I like him with his blinds, his Dispel. You can't blind him.
Right.
You can't dodge him. You can't evade him.
Right.
He's always getting his hits off. I've moved him down just because the Avengers fell off slightly with some of these newer teams.
Avengers are falling off, and then his last ability, again, is one of those abilities, every time it comes up, you feel good using it, and you're excited. Wish it did more damage, but putting blind on the AI is amazing because they will waste their ultimates. I love it. It's better than a stun.
When in certain situations, very, very solid because, wasting that ultimate, the AI, I'm glad right now that they will waste it. And I sometimes forget. I'm not paying attention.
Nothing feels better than blinding Rocket and then Rocket doing his AoE and all of them missing, or blinding Iron Man and him shooting his ultimate into the sky. I just love that so much.
I kind of like the Iron Fist one because it has such a big wind up,
Iron Fist
and then he comes in and just misses.
You're reading my mind. I was going to say Iron Fist also.
All right, so Hawkeye is a good character, a lot of versatility. Anything else to add about this character?
I mean, his middle ability is good. His basic does a lot of damage actually, and I like how sometimes he can what is that called? Shot in the dark, where he just shoots somebody in stealth, which is great against Black Widow and Yondu, because Yondu will be stealthed all the time because he steals it, or hand sentry. I do like this character. I wish he did more damage, especially on his ultimate.
Yeah, I think for me at least the blinds, the AoE blinds, kind of makes up for the lack.
It's amazing. It really is amazing.
All right, number 6. Oh, Gamora.
Who put the sticks up their butts?
What? No, that's just
That is cruel.
The single target damage of the Guardians team. I can't tell you how many times in Blitz or in the raids that she just totally wrecks the other team. Like, you use her ultimate, kills somebody. She goes, uses her second ability, her special, kills somebody, and then I got another kill from her basic or on the raids. I start with her special. She kills somebody. I have her placed next to Thanos. She gets energy, and she can kill like 5 or 6 people on one turn. Maybe not 6.
Yeah, my favorite thing is to place her next to Thanos, and then every time she kills, I mean, she can almost keep going like Black Panther will. I use that team that you're talking about all the time: Rocket, Gamora, Star-Lord, and Thanos. And then in the last slot, I'll put Night Nurse just for some healing. And I love doing that in the Ultima 6 raids. I mean, I can go through pretty much any node. It's amazing. I love it. And Gamora is a superstar. And from like how it feels to play, it always feels good when her third ability comes up and she just does monster damage, or when her basic attack hits 3 times when she has offense up and they have defense down. I don't know. That could be like 100,000 damage or something. It's crazy.
It's huge. She's another great damage dealer. I mean, Rocket and Gamora, what really make that Guardians team strong because of
very satisfying to play.
Yeah, very. I love her. I love that speed bar fill from her. And unlike Black Panther, she does huge amounts of damage with it. Any other thoughts on Gamora? I like her. She's one of my favorite characters.
I think I like Gamora a lot better than other people do. So like I think it has to do for me the experience and play style, but it's just very satisfying with Gamora. Choosing one to use her middle ability, because actually her basic attack typically does more damage than her middle ability. But, you know, if you're swiping against a minion, you know, then you're just getting closer to that ultimate, which also can give 100% on a kill. So it's a lot of fun. It's just one of my favorite characters to play.
Yeah, you get to use some good strategy when you're using Gamora to see how to time her skills and which enemies you could take out with that and stuff. So fun character. All right, let's move on. Let's take her out and move up to number 5. Boom! Quake. One of my favorite characters in the game.
I'm the destroyer of worlds.
She's been one of the best characters for a long time. I have her down at 5, but that's not because she's bad. That's because there are some characters that I think are a little more valuable than Quake right now. But her AoE puts offense down on people, which is tough. And in her basic, probably the best basic in the game with the slow. And you could pretty much aim it where you want, as long as there's not a taunt or a stealth on there.
Yeah, and you're going to be hitting 3 people with so the basic attack will give slow, minus 50% speed. This is a turn-based game. It cannot express how important it is to have minus 50% speed on another team. You could be hitting 3 out of the 5 characters if you're talking about arena. In a raid, you could be hitting maybe like 5, you know, depending on how everybody lines up. Her middle ability can dispel positive status effects, and then her AoE on her ultimate is always good and always feels good. It's huge amounts of damage. This was the very first character I took to 7 stars. There's nothing bad about Quake, and it's strange that she's at number 5, but I understand why you did that. Avengers are falling off a little bit. They really are. But Quake, I think is going to be good for a long time. Plus, I'm in love with Chloe Bennett.
Yeah.
Well, it's easier to see why. She's a little low, but some of these characters have gotten a little more threatening because her big AoE doesn't come around to her 3rd turn.
Yeah, I don't know if 5 is the right spot for her. I mean, I really, for a long time, I think I would have put her at number 1, but 5 is great too.
I've flipped back and forth between Quake and Black Widow for so long at the top character. It feels weird putting her down this low, but there's some other characters that just I feel more threatened by when I see them, because her main knock is that she's a little squishy. You could take her out before she gets that big ultimate off. All right, number 4, boom, Spider-Man.
Don't tell Aunt May.
He shot up a little this month, and the reason is his defense downs on turn 1 can really set up the team. Is not fun to go against when you get that defense down, really adds a lot of damage that the AI can do to you. When you're using him, it gives your team a lot more damage. He has a stun on his second turn. After that, he kind of falls off. But the reason I rated him a little higher is because he's getting his big moves on turn 1 and turn 2, as opposed to Quake getting her big move on turn 3. That's why I moved Spider-Man above. What do you feel about Spider-Man above Quake?
Okay, well, clearly Spider-Man needs to be on this list. I mean, his middle ability, defense down, hitting several targets is huge. Pretty much is game-changing, game-breaking most of the time. It's just amazing. And then being able to stun and put slow, then he dodges, and, it's kind of annoying to take out Spider-Man. I mean, he could dodge, I don't know how many times. It's really frustrating. He just keeps dodging and dodging and dodging. Don't know if he's better than Quake. That's a tough one,
when you're facing the AI,
but he definitely needs to be up here. But I personally choose Quake over Spider-Man any day. Speed down on her basic for me just does it for me.
Yeah, I'm thinking that as far as fear, when I'm facing the AI, I try to avoid more Spider-Man teams than Quake teams, and that's kind of where my logic came from in rating him a little higher than Quake.
Well, turn 1 determines the match so many times, and as far as turn 1 moves, I think that middle ability in Spider-Man, putting defense down on several people, is probably one of the best turn 1 moves that you could have. Plus, he's fast, and so whoever you follow it up with it's going to be huge.
I think a lot of this is based on what I'm facing, because when you use a character, you got a lot of options, and you could do what you want. The AI doesn't always use these characters correctly. And I don't think the AI screws up a lot with Spider-Man, but they can screw up with Quake on her first 2 moves.
You're 100% correct. The matches that I've lost is because of Spider-Man. I mean, when you're in round 8, Spider-Man, because you're going at a deficit. You're playing, a huge deficit in power, and a Spider-Man just amplifies that deficit. It's huge. It's actually very scary.
I try to avoid him as much as I can. Let's move on. Number 3. Boom! Yondu.
I'm very poppin', y'all.
One of the more versatile characters in the game. Big AoE. Summons minions. Clears effects. His passive is solid. I mean, there's nothing really wasted with him. Not a lot of synergy, but because his kit is so solid, he could fit into a lot of teams, has a bunch of different tags, cosmic, villain, mystic. When I think of versatility, I think of Yondu, which is why I rated him above Spider-Man, Quake, some of these other characters. What do you think of Yondu's placement at number 3?
I think he should be on the list, absolutely. I don't know, number 3. The way his passive works now really annoys me. It just annoys me, that it picks random heroes now instead of that doesn't feel good compared to the way I used to read
passive with orange.
The way I did upgrade his passive. I'm gonna have to refund that because they give us 2 weeks to do that. But his minions are great. Now the problem I have with the minions is that I'm typically running Night Nurse with Yondu, and I want to heal with Night Nurse middle ability Captain America, but yet it'll heal a Ravager that really annoys me all the time. Yeah. I really wish Night Nurse middle ability would exclude minions. That would feel a lot better. But everything else about Yondu is amazing, absolutely. Basic attack, dispelling 2 positive status effects is no-brainer. Minions are very useful because they just soak up damage. Even if they die off immediately, it's damage that your main heroes didn't take. And that's very important in a raid. And then AoE hits everybody unless they're under stealth. So Hand Sentry, I guess, is a direct counter to Yondu, but Yondu is amazing, and plus he's stealing positive status effects, so almost always it seems like he's stealthed, which is also fantastic.
Yeah, just that steal is very strong. I do like his minions better than some of the other ones, though, because his minion can heal, or one of them can heal, and the other one does some big splash damage, which he has offense up from because of Yondu's, I think it's because of his passive. So
oh, yeah, they get offense up, so it's great. Yeah.
All right. Number 2, Boom! Captain America.
You son of a bitch.
Language.
I know he's fallen off a bit, but he's still a strong character. Defense up to everybody. Getting that taunt and giving out ability energy. I think Inspire is still one of the best single moves in the game. He has his shield throw, has a dispel on it. It's okay. His basic is okay. But it's that special that bumps him up on the list for me. It's pretty much that one move. And the other moves aren't that bad, but it's really that one move that ups it for me. Maybe not as powerful because the Avengers aren't as strong as they were. But what do you think of Captain America? All the way up at number 2.
Oh, absolutely. He's in the right place. One of my favorite characters in the game. Easily, when his middle ability comes around, I'm always glad to use it. Getting taunt, defense up is huge. Spreading that defense up to the rest of the team. Basic attack can change. He's always going to have a defense up, it seems like. With his basic attack, it'll proc sometimes. And then his third ability will clear away positive status effects. And his synergies with the Avengers is amazing. Great character. All around very good. Avengers are falling off a little bit. I mean, Defenders and Shields, yeah, sure.
I mean, not much has changed with him in a while. He's been one of the top characters in the game, still one of the top characters in the game. Well, let's clear him off and move on to number 1. Number 1. Free-to-play character, which means it's farmable. And for free-to-play characters, free-to-play players, not farmable for a little while, but number 1 is, boom, Vision.
There may be no way to make you trust me.
He was number 1 last month. He's number 1 this month. Not much has changed with Vision, even with some of the meta shifting around him. One of the scariest characters to go up against. With his ability block, he's got that mass dispel. He's got bleeds to tech characters with a chain. He kind of does everything. His damage is pretty good as well. How do you feel about Vision making the number 1 spot?
Yeah, the Vision is my current favorite character in the game. There's 3 reasons why I like Vision. Is because Vision works well on an Avenger team, and Vision stands alone, being able to clear 2 positive status effects with AoE. Middle ability does ability block, which is very, 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 very useful in stopping Captain America from giving everybody defense up, or stopping Crossbones from doing AoE, or stopping Hand Sentry from doing Smoke Bomb. Very good. Basic attack is insanely powerful. Especially if you put the orange on it. I just did that, been very happy. Chains, and it does actually quite a bit of damage where the other abilities not so much. Huge fan of Vision because plays well with Avengers, plays well with Scarlet Witch, plays well with Tech. And giving Tech defense up at the beginning of the turn, so having a team with like Rocket and Star-Lord and Crossbones, and then running with somebody like Black Widow, and Black Widow is going to go stealth anyways, so you've got everybody with defense up. That is amazing. I think it's confusing to the AI as well because you're not really taunting and you're leaving 4 characters open with defense up, and it doesn't seem like that the AI will focus fire. It'll kind of be intermittent who it picks off, and so it makes it just amazing. I'm a huge fan of Vision. I wish the new characters that were coming out were similar to Vision in that I could do theory crafting and flexibility and picking which team I want to work and which team for it to work with. That just kind of suits my style.
Vision, so many ways you could go with him. I don't like to see him in a tech team. I don't like him in an Avenger team. When I'm facing them, when I'm playing against them, I try to avoid Vision's tech team. I try to avoid the Avengers team. I don't really see a lot of Scarlet Witch paired with Vision.
No, I don't see that at all, actually. But it's an option. Maybe next
Blitz,
week.
But yeah, it's very, very strong. And I do like your point that he's a versatile character. You could use him on a lot of different teams, as opposed to maybe some of these Brotherhood characters or some of the newer characters that came out, where you kind of have to put them right in the team that they go with. The Defenders outside of the Defenders team, not as strong as some of these other ones. So I do like that about Vision.
Absolutely. Huge fan.
All right. So that is the list. Most of the characters we agree on. Some of them we don't, like Quake and Doctor Strange. But But that's what it is. It's all opinion. It's about a lot of the fun of this game is having that discussion. All right. Well, you guys should all know MobileGamer /OhMgee's channel. If you don't, check out his channel. There is a link for it in the description. I'll put a link to both your channels. One is about Star Wars, which is another game I play, and the other one is about the Marvel Strike Force. So check out his channels. Want to congratulate Harsh Lalani for guessing that it was MobileGamer that I was talking about in yesterday's video. So,
Oh man, you did that outro.
I did that in the outro yesterday. And I said I would give a shout out to the person that gets it first, and he was the first person that guessed it. It was probably a couple minutes after I uploaded the video. So
Yeah, what did I say? All right, gamers, keep on gaming because gamers are cool. Yeah, that's pretty cringy. It's pretty funny because I was so serious when I said that in that video, so it's pretty funny. I've been saying it kind of ironically lately. I think it's hysterical, actually.
I'm going to try to add it into my videos as much as I can. Well, thank you so much, man. You are inspiration for myself and many other people. So thank you for what you do.
Glad to be here.
Make sure you check out his channel. Anything else you want to promote?
Gamers are cool.
I agree. And I will see you guys next time. I do have one question for you, though.
What's that?
What you gonna do, Mobile Gamer, when Valley Flying and all the Valley Maniacs come down on you, brother?
Like a wrestling thing?
Like Hulk Hogan. This is supposed to be a Hulk Hogan. Guess I gotta work on it a little more.
I'll giggle.
All right, guys. I will see you guys next time. Valley Flying out.